Alright everyone, here we have the Grizzly table saw review. Been waiting to do this. We have the 220 line wired up finally, so just going to jump into this. Number is G0715P, 2 horsepower hybrid table saw. It can run off a standard 110 volt. But you need to purchase an extra part for that. Here's what the plug looks like. Runs off a standard 20 amp breaker, so you don't need a really heavy duty thing for it. Has a 30-inch rip capacity, although the marking or the ruler here goes out a little further. It only goes out, it actually goes a little bit past 30 inches, it goes around 31. So, but it's still, you know, a lot of rip capacity. It has a lot of cast iron in the tabletop, hopefully you can see that. It's got a really nice fence. I mean, from someone who never had a T-fence on their table saw before, having one now is a lot nicer. It locks up good and solid. You don't even need to press the lever down all the way, I found. You just push it down a little bit, and then you're trying to push on it here. And you really got to tackle this saw in order to get the fence to move. The nice thing, it has a little magnet, so doesn't, you know, the handle doesn't flop down. Show you some of the stuff that came with the saw. Here's the riving knife. These little holes here are for your fingers to pull it out. It has a really nice quick change system, which I'll try and show you then. I guess this is a wrench for some of the nuts and screws for adjusting some things on it. There's a little plastic push stick. Comes with it. Here's the arbor wrench to change the blade. It has a lock button, so you only need one wrench, which is really nice, so you don't have to worry about losing two, just one. And then here's the dado throat plate. It's thin metal, so it might be hard to make a zero clearance insert for anyone wondering. You might have to get the one that Grizzly makes. Now here's the saw blade itself and the guard. You see, I love the guard on this. It's just really nice, I think, because these just flip right up out of the way, so you can easily see what you're doing. And then this whole thing lifts up then, like so. You see there's this little plastic thing that goes in between. And then to lock down, you just press it back down and it snaps into place. And then it has the kickback paws here. It has these little hooks, so you just press them hooks down and they just lock up on there. So you don't scratch up anything delicate. You know. So I'll show you how to take off the guard. It's pretty easy. You just lift up one of these, and right there you see that little knob. You pull it out, and twist it, and it locks back. And then you just kind of give a tug, and it comes right out. And then see, there's the fence right there. So we'll just set that off to the side here. I'm trying to think of what else I need to say. It has a nice on-off switch. It's got a nice big stop panel, so you can hit it with your knee. You don't have to make some plywood button to go over that. Show you inside the cabinet. probably dark, it's kind of hard to see what's all in there. There's a big old 2 horsepower motor. Nice dust collection. And there's some fine dust that, of course, accumulates down in there. Just gotta wrap the cord here and goes over that. Trying to see here, yes, the knobs and how to adjust the blade up and down and the angles. Those are really nice. The adjustment mechanism on the saw is very smooth, especially for a saw in this price range. But to adjust, this is for the height. You just loosen. Oh, it's kind of hard to do with one hand here. You gotta loosen this knob, and then that makes it go down, and then of course spinning it the opposite direction makes it go up. Hopefully you can see this. It takes very little effort to move the blade up and down. Now that's at full height. You get a standard 3 and something inch cutting capacity as far as depth or thickness. So we'll just put that back down. And we'll just put a knob here, just a quick lock. Now, of course, that's a Freud blade, obviously. It didn't come with the saw, but Grizzly has those. They sell them there in the showroom. They had this on sale. The blade, the 50-tooth combination. It cuts really nice. I recommend. I like that blade for the price. It's about half the price of the 40-tooth one. The really premier fusion one. Cuts really nice, I think. But I'll show you the angle knob. Now, this one is probably one of the nicest adjustments on the saw to make as far as ease. You just loosen that up, and it's so easy to turn. Now, the mechanism is so smooth that you can just push on it and it'll free spin a couple of times. It's just so nice. I mean, it takes literally no effort at all to turn this. And I found that the angle scale to be pretty accurate. It takes about 1 turn equals almost 1 degree. It's slightly more. And in the opposite direction, it's still just as easy. It's just really easy to turn. It's surprising, though, for a saw in this price range. The saw is $800 without tax or shipping, obviously. Give that a quick turn. Now, it doesn't come with this little insert for the table. My grandpa and I made this. It's just a piece of particle board with some hard or softwood edging right here, and then a Formica top. He didn't like the open nature of this area, so he wanted a complete tabletop, so he made it that way. Alright, let me see if there's anything else. I'm trying to think here. What else needs to be said? Well, for a table saw, this is really nice. It's really heavy. It weighs like 350 pounds. So, it's not super easy to move around. But of course, for a table saw of this type, it doesn't really need to be easy to move around. It needs to be stable, sturdy, and powerful, and accurate, which I would say that this saw is. Another thing I want to mention is that I didn't have any problems adjusting the blade to the miter slot in terms of parallel. When you move it up and down, I've heard some people had problems with that with the earlier ones, where if you put the blade all the way up and like halfway, it would be different each time or something. Trying to think here. I guess that's it for the saw, really. I'll do a test cut and I'll do a short video of that. I need to set up my camera different. But that's the table saw, and hopefully a quick view. I really like this saw. I think for the money, it's hard to buy something better at this price. Setup wasn't too hard. The hardest thing was getting it upstairs in the shop here. Hopefully, as you can see, we're upstairs right now. We had to use the tractor with loader arms and to get that up here, and we had to put the tractor on the trailer so that would be high enough off the ground, and it was really close. It almost didn't make it. So it's heavy, but for $800, you're probably not going to find a table saw heavier than this, unless maybe you get a used one. So that's the Grizzly table saw. If you have any other questions about the saw, feel free to ask. I know this was kind of a poorly constructed video, but hopefully somebody learned something. Alright, we'll see you around.